Welcome into JacksonSun.com. I am Preps writer Michael Odom, and sitting here with Craig Thomas, our college writer, getting ready for the OVC women's basketball tournament in Nashville. UT Martin got a double bye into Friday semifinals. They open up against Eastern Kentucky. What's the key here?
Well, I think, everybody knows how good the guards are. Everybody in the OVC knows that Heather Bower and Jasmine Newsom are going to get their points to some degree. And really nobody but SIUE contained that this year in the OVC. I mean, SIU's been knocked out of the tournament. I think the one thing that UT Martin can kind of maybe, put themselves over the top, pull away from maybe where any team can get them is their post play. And they did it last year, if you'll remember, at the OVC tournament. Rakisha Bryant did such a good job in that Saturday championship game, that a game that might have been really, really tricky, they ended up pulling it off because she was so good. I think Asia Jones, the freshman post from Covington, has a very similar role. The more she can get involved, especially offensively, you just take so much pressure off of Butler and Newsom scoring-wise. To me, the worst-case scenario is basically the way the quarterfinal against Eastern Kentucky started last year when Newsom had to do everything. To me, that's the easiest way for UT Martin to get upset in one of these next couple of games. But if they can avoid a situation like that and kind of always, basically not have a deficit like that at any point, then I think they'll be okay.
Eastern Kentucky played today. UT Martin got the double bye. Do you see that as an advantage for UT Martin being fresh tomorrow in tomorrow's game?
Overall, I do. I mean, I think that sometimes when you're an underdog, you like to maybe get a couple wins right back to back the way Eastern Kentucky has. So I suppose, if you asked them, they would say this is a good thing. It's given us some confidence. It's given us some good momentum going into the favor in the league. But I think from UT Martin's standpoint, you value the rest more than anything. I think especially when you've got, like I said, two guards that are going to play almost 40 minutes, if not a full 40 minutes. And they're not a real deep team. They don't use a great rotation, like a great big rotation. So I think that, really the rest for all the players, especially those that are going to be playing quite a bit for UTM, is a lot more valuable.
Going in, semifinal, 1 o'clock right on Friday.
It'll be noon on Friday.
Noon on Friday. Yeah. If they win, then it'll be 1 o'clock
on
Saturday for the championship. Kevin McMillan, he's been around. We talked about the two guards and Asia Jones. Is there another X factor that might be able to put up some points that maybe Eastern Kentucky's not thinking of, or is it going to be those three mainly?
Well, I think that Katie Schubert can. I mean, she's shown to. I mean, she's a pretty good athlete, and she's knocked down some 3-pointers. I mean, she's a pretty good player. I think she could be maybe that extra person. But really, I think if you've got Heather and Jasmine playing their normal game, which for them is probably at least 40 points put together, and then if you can get about 10 and 8 or so from Asia, and she's been averaging much better than that. She's been averaging about a double-double or so. Then I think that they should be okay, with even just those three, given their normal game. But the thing to remember is UT Martin cannot play a bad game tomorrow and expect to win. I think they can play an average game. Eastern Kentucky has to play above what they've been doing, and probably anybody that plays against UTM has to play above what they've shown to this point. UT Martin has to play the way they've shown to this point, but no less. If they play worse, then I think it's going to be like last year. They're going to be sweating through the whole thing.
Follow us on Twitter tomorrow. We'll both be at Municipal Auditorium in Nashville watching UTM take on Eastern Kentucky. Follow us on Twitter. We'll be on Facebook. We'll have updates on JacksonSun.com. Craig is going to have all the college that you need about UTM as we knock out the OVC tournament this weekend. Thank you for sticking with JacksonSun.com as your source for sports in West Tennessee.